You ever hear the city that fun forgot? Well, that's Ottawa, and yeah, we're definitely not a party town, but we do have the world's longest skating rink, so there's that. The thing is, with climate change, warmer winters, a shorter skating season, and the Rideau Canal is getting less and less usable. And so scientists here are trying to answer one pressing question. How do you freeze the world's longest skating rink? The Rideau Canal Skateway. This is the 7.8 kilometer silver lining to an Ottawa winter. 1971, opening day for the canal's first skating season. A year later, a record was set, 95 days from opening to close. Now that was the longest season on record, and it still is. These days, you're lucky to have a season that's half that long. Because you see, it takes a lot of cold air to freeze the canal, and that's really hard to get when you have these big temperature changes really early in the season. First, you need the water to drop to near 0 degrees. And then the crystals start to form this little cap of ice on the water's surface, and that icing process begins everything. After that, it's a waiting game. If you get 10 days at minus 10 degrees, you can hope for a 30 centimeter cap of ice that's thick enough to hold an average 20,000 skaters a day. Now, by the time all those conditions are met, there may not be that much of winter left. Last year, it was the shortest skating season in a decade, 29 days long. Overall, that number has been in decline for years. The National Capital Commission is in charge of managing the canal. Now, they hired some experts to predict future winters in Ottawa, and what they found? It's not good. Average temperatures expected to go up. Deep freeze cycles, they're expected to go down. And so how do you freeze the world's longest skating rink in a warmer winter? A team of scientists from Carleton University are on the case, and they're about to put theory into practice. The first line of attack? The slush cannon. Here's how it works. Imagine the canal as a glass full of water, and then imagine another glass filled with slush. Well, which one do you think is going to freeze first? You probably guessed it. Shooting water high up into the much colder air, that's going to turn it into slush. And when it falls, it's going to coat the top layer of ice. Scientists hope that that's going to be a catalyst, kind of binding all those ice crystals together sooner. It's a tool that's going to work best early on in the season. After that, the thermosiphon. Now, it sounds futuristic, but just think of it like the heating in an old house. A water radiator with a twist. Water retains its heat much longer than air, so if you can draw out the heat from underwater and then dissipate it into the surrounding air, what you have is a heat siphon that's creating colder underwater conditions that's making it a lot easier for that thicker ice cap to form. Another hurdle, the snow. As pretty as the snow-covered canal might look, well, it's not helping the ice because water in the canal is sandwiched. Above, you've got this sort of jacket of snow. It's preventing the cold air from freezing through to the water underneath. And then below, you've got this layer of vegetation that's warm from the surrounding geothermal energy of the ground. Now, early in the season, the ice in the canal is too thin for plows and snow blowers to clear that snow. So how do you get rid of all that snow? Robots, of course. They can go places that the ice is too thin and maybe too dangerous for us mere mortals. It just might take a little bit of time. And so for the next 4 years, the team at Carleton is going to be trying all of this out to see what works. The science and the math are sound. But this experiment, it's never been tried before anywhere. Success here could bring new ideas to the ice roads up north, or maybe even a skating rink in your own hometown. But the bigger picture, of course, here is climate change. And the ice is one way that nature is telling us that things are changing a lot faster than we sometimes observe.